This KFAN podcast is sponsored by Builders and Remodelers, exclusive Twin Cities provider of Elements Windows. Get the highest quality windows at unmatchable value. Visit buildersandremodelers.com for more details.
All right, big day for sports fans in the Twin Cities because the Frost are in the finals and the Western Conference Finals for the Minnesota Timberwolves. Marney Gellner is here. The Lynx are undefeated. The Twins are winning like crazy. It's Wintersville, USA, the Twin Cities.
Talk about it. No better sports market in the country, am I right? That's what we always say.
That's right.
I know we're supposed to do the news, but we got a couple of things we got to clean up quickly.
Okay, what is it?
Does the program password tournament start today?
Yeah.
I think it starts tomorrow. Is there a match today?
Isn't it you and Barb? Aren't you and Barb the
that's
first
tomorrow.
match? Oh, yeah.
That's tomorrow? Okay,
Yeah.
so tomorrow, you and Barb take on who?
Muss and Palmas.
Okay, so the tournament doesn't start
Mustness.
until when?
Friday.
Friday?
Yeah.
Easy.
Maxo and I against Bossberg and Larry Mondello guy.
And then I get the tasteless box of mashed potatoes. Me and Gerdsey versus...
They should just
Who
have
do we
you
have?
and Gerdsey play Barb and Marney, and it'd save a lot of people a bunch of time.
Hey, come on.
Well, you two aren't going
Mars.
to lose, and Corey and Gardsey are like Pippen and who did Pippen play with?
Michael Jordan. Marnes, if. Let's not look ahead, just like the Wolves, right? Let's not look ahead.
Okay.
If Gerdsey and I square off against you and Burb in the finals.
You just said let's not look ahead.
But if
But if we're in the
if that
finals against
happens,
you, yeah. Go on.
should we wager?
Well, obviously.
Duh.
Okay.
Yeah.
We got to put something on it outside of just a meaningless trophy. Who
I just
cares?
don't assume we'll be in the finals. Though I am confident and I love our team, I don't like to think that
You're just
way.
one game at a time.
Yeah, I've been knocked out early before, so
Well,
It's a one-game season.
I
We get it.
wonder
I'm
if
not overly confident.
Power Trip Bets has a line for you and Barb versus basically 2 bags of sand.
What is said line?
I mean, is it 30? 30 and a half?
What, the spread between...
Yeah.
it should probably
The
be
point
closer to
spread,
40, but we'll see.
Yeah.
But think of the entertainment value within that. You know, that's
Yeah, how much
why
will
you
you-
play the
Exactly.
game. It's
Yeah.
about the process.
It's about the humiliation. Sure.
Well, best of luck, Marney, in the tournament whenever you start. And see you in the finals.
We start tomorrow. Okay, Corey?
When's your second round match?
After that.
The other thing is, I'm putting together the initials tournament, and the competitors that I've contacted don't necessarily know when they're playing, and I've asked them to keep their names quiet because we got some new people this year. I've tried to get the turnover to be somewhat significant, but Tommy Ryman, you got shut out, right?
Oh,
And shutouts face a 1-year ban. So when you get shut out, you are not allowed to be back for one full calendar year.
Right.
Way to go, Tommy.
Hasn't it? I feel like it's been a year. Wasn't it? It felt 2 years. I mean, my family still doesn't talk to me. Like, it's been brutal.
Yeah. That does happen.
Yeah.
And just for the record, then we can move on to the news. In the moment, I would not have given Sauce nutritional facts on Friday.
Are you serious?
Yeah, because the answer is nutrition facts. It's like the actual term on the side of the box is nutrition facts. But Chris is 100% right. Zach was the host, Zach is the judge, and Zach gave it to him. So there's no asterisk on the 9. It's 9 points.
Oh.
I don't think I would have given it to him, but in hindsight, again, Zach made the right call. He gave it to him, and there's nothing wrong with that. He's the judge. He's the host.
The part that I
cried tonight.
feel strongest about is that Sauce solved the puzzle. He
Right.
put it together. I know it is a stipulation to pronounce things correctly, but nutritional facts is also a way of saying it. It's not the most common way, but if I want to if I Google nutritional facts, that does exist.
Yes, so this is the problem, though, and Ted B deals with this on Password. I deal with this all the time in initials. I have 1 second to make that call, right? Because I got to hit the bell or the buzzer, otherwise I'm
that's
giving it
true.
away
That's
anyway.
true.
So, and I'm just saying, in that little moment, my gut would have been like, well, that's not the right term. And then we could have Googled it and looked it up and been like, well, now this is this weird gray area of garbage. All I've always, Sauce is the one who puts me in that corner the most often.
I know he does.
So it's hard because then it looks like I'm coming down hard on him when it's like, I want him to say nutrition facts so I can just give him the point and move on.
Sure.
And then get 9. But he got 9. He absolutely trucked all of you. He deserves to get the 9.
He was so
There's
good.
no asterisk there because the rest of them were unbelievable. So well done. That was 9. That was a well-deserved 9.
It was. A lot of them went to 6 clues.
Some of them.
It was a tough list, I thought.
But
The Ned
Obviously
Flanders
got
one
one.
you were waiting for.
yeah,
though.
well, yeah. Yeah, of course.
good. Anyway.
Well, I appreciate that, Corliss. But
no asterisk.
yeah, but I look at it this way, and I'm not comparing myself to like LeBron, but like when Zach, I'm not.
But go on.
No. But like when Zach's afraid of my reaction if he doesn't give it to me. So you could tell when I said it, he looked at me like, oh God, if I am going to get punched. But
And-
there's a little intimidation from me. Yeah.
And let's not forget, here's the other pothole that Zach has to deal with. He doesn't get to pre-read those until the game is starting, right?
Yeah.
Like I made the clues.
He tried, yeah.
But I'm saying he doesn't get to go through and go, well, if they say this,
Right.
this, and this.
Run a scenario
Right.
in my head.
I did that list 2 or 3 months ago. So I, in some sense, I guess I'm kind of pre-reading it because it had been a while since I had seen that content. But he has to react truly in the moment because he has had no time to think about alternate answers. So I thought he did an awesome job.
Yeah, he
and
did.
He gave
He
it
did
to
a
me,
really
which is
good
exactly
job.
what he should have
Yeah.
done. That's fine.
2 things I would like to add. One, I think there is a difference between that clue, nutrition facts or nutritional facts, and the blood drawn, only because one of your clues
I forgot about that.
in the blood draw. No, you didn't. In the blood drawn was something about this is a procedure. And so if you take that part of it, a blood drawn is not a procedure. If you want to argue.
Sure, but like
then
when I say it's sometimes found on the back or the side, that means the back or the side of a box, and on the side of the box it says nutrition facts.
But if I Google it, I'm sure I can find a label that says nutritional facts.
Look, the best part about it is
I'd be shocked if I couldn't, Corey.
You are just as right as I am, and that's what's fun is because then we get to argue about it.
Second,
And
what I
arguing is
want
a
to point
blast.
out is how
Hello.
if people are going to go, well, you would have given it to Marney, you didn't.
100%
Reminder, I said check mix and immediately corrected myself to Chex Mix
It's not
before
right.
there was a ding, and I didn't get the point.
Well,
Nope.
check mix is wrong.
I just like that I never
You know,
caused
if
any.
you'd said nutritional facts, he would have given it. You 100% he
I
would have.
don't know
Yes,
that.
he would have.
I didn't cause any problems.
Way to play it safe, Tommy.
Yeah.
I don't remember. Did you ring in at all?
I did ring in once early, and then that's what made me nervous because I got the wrong one early.
That happens.
And then I just panicked, didn't answer. I was stuck in the small room too. I felt, I don't know. it was
Yeah, that
all-
room. It is like it's like playing a golf course you've never played before.
Yeah.
It's like, what the
Yeah.
hell am I supposed to do over in this studio? Well, you got to get used to your environment, Tommy.
I know.
Step up to the plate. All right, Sauce. Briefly, quickly, let's go through some news.
This is KFAN News with Chris Hockey, presented by the St. Paul Saints.
Hello.
Hi.
Let's see here. A lot
Hello.
of this is depressing. It's going to rain all day.
Oh, we need it.
Hold on. I don't know what I'm doing here. It's going to rain all day. St. Louis County issues local emergency.
Why?
Let me click on it.
Speaking of pre-reading and reacting on the fly.
Wildfires that are ravaging part of Superior National Forest. The declarations are a procedural step.
Should we just skip the news today?
Well, I don't know. Sorry. I sit over there on purpose. I can't multitask like Maxo and Hogs Daddy and Zecco and all those O's.
So everybody else.
Here we go.
Everybody else.
Vast mansion set in 15 acres near Afton Alps hits the market. The 9,000 square foot home can be found in Denmark Township between Hastings and Afton. Thank you, Bring Me the News. There's a cool picture of it.
A big mansion.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's for sale.
Let's see here. There were 129 temperature records broken in Minnesota last week. A historic early season heat wave in Minnesota. Thanks again. Bring me the news.
I wonder if we are breaking records this week for the lowest high temperature for these dates, especially today. We might not even hit 50.
Yeah, it's cold.
Sucks.
Do you have that information?
How about this? Matt's Bonus will love this. Okay, this is for you, Boney.
All right.
Matt's Bar is bringing its Juicy Lucy's on the road with a new food truck.
Oh, I'm aware.
And for more on this, bonus.
They've got a food truck. Matt's Bar has a food truck. The Juicy Lucy's are going to be available in a food truck.
They opened on Saturday.
Places. Yes.
That's sweet.
Tommy, you travel all over the country doing stand-up comedy, right?
Yeah.
What other hidden gems, like the Juicy Lucy here in the upper Midwest, what other hidden gems around the country have you discovered over the years?
I don't know. Ohio has that. They put spaghetti on.
Skyline chili, baby.
Yeah, Skyline chili on their spaghetti, which was not good. So I left.
That sounds awful.
Not good. I love it.
No, I don't know. I always if I'm on the coast, I like to get seafood, barbecues. I always look for Austin has great barbecue.
Kansas City, right?
Yeah,
known for barbecue. What did you eat in Portland? What do they got? Is it like Portlandia? Is it just weird, eco-friendly, organically farmed stuff?
I mean, there is that, but I went to a really good Thai restaurant there. These have good, it's like a big city. And then when I went to the Goonies Rock, I got seafood by the ocean, which I don't even know if it was caught on that ocean, but they had seafood too. That's what I never know. But it was really
It'd be
good.
pretty weird to bring it from the Atlantic,
right? Yeah.
That seems like a waste of money.
But it was just nice to eat next to an ocean. And then I got pizza.
I thought the only thing they serve is tongue.
Right? Yeah, the
that was a
people.
movie reference.
Yeah.
Oh, got it.
No, you got it. That was good.
Yeah, it was topical. Man.
Terry Black's barbecue in Austin.
Yeah. That's good.
That sounds
so
amazing.
Good.
And then I
so
had
good.
the Salt Lick out there is also good. Man, sometimes I go to sub shops. They got Jersey Mike's at different places.
So good.
I go to McDonald's in
wild.
different cities, and I'm like, this is like the McDonald's from my city.
A little piece of home. It's like when you go to Europe, though, the McDonald's truly does taste different because the grease is different. It's a different vibe. No thanks. Give me that American grease.
Hell yeah.
You're correct.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yes.
Worst McDonald's I've ever had was at the Amsterdam airport.
Actually, that is
F-.
That is the best McDonald's I ever had. 'Cause
Are you out of your mind?
I had been without McDonald's for 3 weeks, and all we wanted was some American food, and we went to that one and got our McDonald's, and we thought we were in Nirvana.
I almost threw up. It was disgusting.
I got stuck in a Burger King in Amsterdam in college because we just got too high, and then went to the second level of a Burger King to wait it out. I was like, this is wild.
Brilliant.
All right, Tommy. Zany's tomorrow night in Chicago.
Yes.
And then May 30th and 31st,
Right here in St.
Paul,
Minnesota.
People can get information and tickets at TommyRyman.com.
Yes.
TommyRyman.com. Dude, you're the best, man. Good to see
Thanks,
you.
brother.
Thank you for having me.
And you have a special at some point coming out this year, right? 2025 at some point.
Yes, we're working on that. Cy Amundsen directed it. It's fantastic. It's being edited right now, and I'll have a release date soon, so I'll come back on.
Yeah, come back out and promote it.
Yes.
And then next year you can get back in the initials tournament.
Finally. My family will talk to
It
me
happens. Dude, you're the best, man. Love Tommy Ryman. Thanks, Tommy. All right, we'll talk Wolves with Marney Gellner after this. This is the bonus. You sticking around or what? Hell yeah, why not? More of the Power Trip Morning Show after this on The Fan. Let's go.
It's time for Fan 5 on the Power Trip, presented by All Around, your TimberTech deck building contractor.
Hey, Marnes, isn't it weird?
Hey.
We've talked about this in the last couple of weeks as the Wolves looked like they were going to get past the Lakers, and once Steph Curry went down, we thought there was a very, very, very good chance the Wolves were going to go on to win that series, and they did. They won the last four. How weird is it in one calendar year to go from last year feeling like, is this real? We're in the Western Conference Finals. Is this even happening? And now it's like, yeah, this is the minimum. It does feel like we deserve to be here, as opposed to last year we thought it was some kind of dream run. So what I keep thinking about is, how used to this are we going to get? Because what's Ant, 23?
Yes, he's 23.
If he plays for the Wolves for the next decade, I think Western Conference Finals is a thing we're going to see a handful more times in the next 10 years. But you can't take him for granted, because you never know if the window closes. You never know if things change, if injuries happen, significant injuries happen, if trade requests come in. So you can't just go, well, he's 23. This is already his second Western Conference Finals. We're going to get to a bunch of them. So if it doesn't work out this year, who cares? Part of that is true, but the rest of it is you got to close when you have an opportunity. And if they get past the Oklahoma City Thunder, they are the favorites to win the NBA title, and we can't look past that.
This is fun. I would let's take Steph Curry as an example of someone who is a generational talent, landed with the Golden State Warriors, won multiple championships, and they recognize that. They are a perennial contender because they know they have one of the all-time greats. If we sort of treat Anthony Edwards that same way, we'll do what Golden State did, which is continually build the team around that player. So they won 3. Did they win 3 or 4 in the teens, the 20 teens?
Yeah,
and then
3 or 4.
Then they dipped a little bit, and then they went out and got Jimmy Butler at this trade deadline and made a run again because... Okay, 4. Mm-hmm. So because they knew their window was closing with this generational greatest player. If that could sort of be our mold for using Anthony Edwards, that would be awesome. Because you go into every season thinking, we're a championship contender because we have that guy. And we have smart management who keeps building around him and drafting around him. And that's how you sustain winning.
And to your generational talent kind of take, this market is different because if Ant gets us one title, he's legendary, right?
Right.
Kind of like Giannis in Milwaukee, right? There are other teams like if LeBron only wins the one title in LA, and that was the bubble, but still every team had to play in the bubble. But he won one championship with the Lakers. For the Lakers, it's like, what else have you done, right?
Right, because they have so much history.
So if Ant gets us one title, he can have a statue. He can own any city he wants in Minneapolis. He's a legend for the rest of his life. And we'll worry about how many he can get after he gets that first one, but you got to get that first one. Like you said, if Steph Curry only got 2 or 3, you'd be like, man, I don't know. Generational talent, that's all he got, but he got 4.
Only got 2 or 3. Look at that.
That's what I'm saying, right? That's how good Steph is or was, and that's how good Ant is and will be, right? I think the sky's the limit. I think he could get us 2 or 3 or 4 titles if we surround him with the right team. And this team looks like it's enough to get there, but you got to get past an unbelievably dynamic, high-scoring Oklahoma City Thunder squad.
Well, and you have to keep recreating enough talent around him to get the right recipe to go this far. Like 3 months ago, we didn't think we had the talent to get to the Western Conference Finals, right? Or the finals. We were taking a look at this team going, these players don't fit.
Yeah, it hadn't clicked yet.
Yeah, we hadn't clicked. Maybe next year it'll come together, And then you take a look at the teams that have recently won who have just superstars, Milwaukee, Boston, Denver, won a championship with them, but then you're like, yeah, but stuff happens. The team deteriorates. The Nuggets are not the same team that won it 2 years ago. Milwaukee is not the same. They can't get the mix right around that superstar to win it. You got to win it when you got your chance.
That Giannis in Milwaukee is a perfect example of that.
Yeah.
Because they also tried. They got Damian Lillard. They tried to surround Giannis. They tried to do it the right way. And it didn't work, to Bonus's point. And just like the Steph Curry, it's not a guarantee. Injuries and just stuff and things not clicking. It's never a guarantee that it works around that generational player, but you have to try. And at least Milwaukee's been in the mix and a legitimate team, and they're going to win a playoff series or 2. And even that is a different reality for us, for Timberwolves fans. Even to have that as your expectation, we're at least going to the playoffs and we're going to win a series. We don't know if we can get to the title this year, but even that is a great place to live for like a handful of years.
Yeah, right place at the right time, too. Maybe in the last 24 hours, you've seen that social media post that went kind of semi-viral in the sports world of like the Knicks roster from the last 2 years. It's basically everybody that's in the Western or Eastern Conference Finals, right? Julius Randle, Dante DiVincenzo,
Right.
Isaiah Hartenstein, who's on the Oklahoma City Thunder, Obi Toppin is on the Pacers. Like the Knicks had a loaded roster, and they're all playing significant
it
roles,
didn't work.
but it just didn't work in New York. That looks like an all-star lineup, and you look at that starting five, you're like, they didn't get further than they did. But again, you got to have the right mix. It's got to be the right place, right time. Let's hope it's the right place, right time for the Wolves because, like we mentioned earlier, these are the best two teams in the NBA the last like 2.5 months. These two teams. So if you think these are the best two teams, then the winner of this series is in really good shape to take out the Knicks or the Pacers.
Yep.
Forget the matchups. Forget how deep Indiana or New York is. It's all about getting past Oklahoma City first. Give me the pros and cons. What do you like about the Wolves' chances? What do you not like about the Wolves' chances tonight?
Well, I like that we split the series with OKC. They were weird games, though. The one right before the All-Star break, we just absolutely throttled them. It was kind of shocking. And then the one where we came from 25 down in the second half was also equally shocking. But it has to give the Wolves confidence to be able to say, shoot, we split the season series with this, and we won in OKC. That 25-point comeback was on the road. I just don't think there's any kind of an intimidation factor, whether there was or wasn't in the previous series. LA has the glitz of the city and the celebrities, and Golden State has the big-name generational players. This is just straight up OKC. This is just basketball. OKC is a great defensive team, and I think if the Wolves take care of the basketball, they will significantly increase the likelihood that they win these games. If they start getting loose, making bad passes, dribbling too much, it just goes so fast. It's so demoralizing. Boom, OKC's on the other end and just scored, and that arena is blowing up. So that's got to be key number one.
All right, this is super cliche and dumb, and sports talk shows do this all the time, but we're going to do it because I already started my sentence and there's no turning back. Let's see if you and I are on the same wavelength, Marnie. Let's see if we can read each other's minds.
Okay.
If the Wolves win this series, who out of the Wolves do you think has to play like abnormally well for them to get this victory?
Ooh.
Give me the one name where you're like, that person really played like above the rim.
Good question.
To win.
It feels like maybe, let's see. I'm going to just start at the top. Not Ant because he needs to play his regular well, which is awesome. Julius Randle needs to play his regular playoff well, which has been awesome. No, I'm going to go Jaden McDaniels.
Yeah, I was going to say, isn't that always that?
That's exactly what I wrote as well.
That's always
it
the
comes
answer.
down to Jaden McDaniels.
But isn't that the
You
answer
two are on the
every
same
series?
wave like Marney.
We nailed it, Marnes. Great minds think alike.
It's Jaden. Yeah,
It is because
he can be a huge difference maker.
What Lakers game was it when they went to the podium after the game and it was basically, hey, Ann, what went right? He goes, Jaden McDaniels.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
Jaden
game one.
McDaniels.
Yeah, game
Jaden
one,
McDaniels. Like we need him. Obviously, he's our best defender, right? He's fantastic at defense. No offense to Rudy Gobert, but because Jaden has to almost always
understood.
shut down
Yeah.
the star
Yeah.
of the other team, right?
Correct.
The most dynamic offensive threat is almost always guarded by either Ant or Jaden McDaniels. So
And that
Jaden
is maybe especially true for Oklahoma City, which has like one MVP level star, and then they rely on their offensive flow.
So Jaden has to be unbelievably good at defense, and I expect that almost no matter what. But we got to have more dynamic offensive games out of Jaden McDaniels. Again, if he's truly the Pippen to Ant Jordan, Pippen could put in 30 once in a while. And I know, we need some 25-point games out of Jaden McDaniels against Oklahoma City. We need him to be a consistent offensive threat, not just a defensive stopper. I think if we win this series, we're going to look back and say, God, Jaden played freaking awesome for that entire series.
Correct.
And he needs to stay out of foul trouble.
Which, that's all SGA is going to look for, who's ever on him.
Exactly correct. And Jaden was much better this season at not fouling, just overall across the board. He just played a cleaner brand of defense. He didn't lose his composure nearly as much. But to Sauce's point, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander in the regular season averaged 8.7 free throws. Oh, those are postseason stats. Hold on. In the regular season, SGA averaged 8.8 free throw attempts per game. Per game. And so that's how he gets a rhythm, and that's how he gets a flow, and that's how he gets the other team frustrated. And there's just so much that goes into that. So Jaden McDaniels, yes, key player. And to stay out of foul trouble, a secondary key statistic. Bullet point.
Love it.
We can win this series.
Let's
Definitely
go.
can.
Wolves in 7.
Oklahoma City feels like a
They
team
take
that they
the
can
final
manage.
game in OKC.
It feels like you can manage Oklahoma City. Keep them out of their offensive flow. Take care of the ball so they can't get...
Well said.
Honestly, their offense reminds me of the Wolves' offense in previous playoffs, where you can instantly score 20, but also you can the other team can go on a run for 20 when you can't get your offense into that flow. You know, when Cat was part of that situation. So
Tonight, over/under Wolves win by 1 million.
I'm confident, but...
Over.
I take the over.
I think they win by 1,000,001.
Yeah. Vikings news, if there is any, is next. This is the Power Trip Morning Show on the Fan.
behind the bar.
It's time for Vikings news on the Power Trip, presented by
Radco.
Your truck accessories pro.
All right, not a lot of Vikings news, if any. Right? They're trying to have those meetings or whatever at TCO. They're trying to figure out some new rules. The tush push is still being debated. I don't know. The NFL's trying to figure some stuff out. There's your Vikings news.
Yeah.
I'll add to Vikings news.
Go for it.
Real quick. Timberwolves game 5, when we closed out against Golden State, I walked right past Jonathan Grenard of the Minnesota Vikings. And I said, Nard Dog. And he goes, hey, Marney, how's it going?
Look at that guy.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then he was with his wife. I was with my husband. Spouses met, introduced.
Merlin?
No. Matt.
Oh,
Whatever
yeah,
his name
And
I knew that.
And the Nard Dog was like, when can I come back in? I heard Brian O'Neill playing initials. I go, yeah, the door's open. And he was plotting his next appearance.
Well, what about this Friday? He could play this Friday.
I don't know
Yeah.
if he's open. He's like, I'm around. So we talked initials, and then it was so weird to hear a professional athlete, and a very good one at that, say, man, these NBA guys are huge, aren't they? I'm like,
Wow.
yeah, as are you, and you're around these athletes every day. And he's like, they're so fast, they're so athletic.
That's a huge bitch.
Oh.
So there is a professional athlete being amazed by other professional athletes.
Well, I'll still say that about Brian O'Neill. I thought that was super interesting that he said that after the show, we're standing out in the hallway and Chris
Oh, yeah.
stood next to him and Chris is like, God, you're so much bigger than me. And Brian said he doesn't realize how giant of a man he is until he sees somebody else that's huge in public and he'll be like, my God, that dude's big. And then he realizes, wait, that's the guy. I'm that size.
Right.
Like he has to, it's almost like, like when a dog sees another dog through a fence. And they both lose their minds. It's Brian O'Neill just needs to be reminded outside of a mirror that he's a large individual.
Yeah.
That guy's a beast. Nice guy, too.
Yeah, great dude.
Yeah.
No one's nicer than Grenard. We got to get him in. If the Vikings are listening, see if Grenard can play on Friday.
And
They're
Brian
always
O'Neill
listening.
is locked into these playoffs because
Yeah.
his high school teammate, Dante DiVincenzo. I mean, how crazy is that to have two legit professional athletes come from the same high school in Delaware?
I can top that, of course. You probably heard this and you know this, but the fact that SGA and Nikhil Alexander-Walker are cousins and basically brothers, right? They're super close, and now you're squaring off in the Final Four against each
It
other.
doesn't top it.
Oh, it tops it.
They're
That tops it.
genetically linked.
That's
so
even
they
more
have,
insane than having a friend that you went to high
but
school
they got
with.
a starting point of great athletic genetics from the same
That's a good point.
family tree. We're
whatever.
talking about a redheaded basketball player
What do you got
and
against redheads?
giant football player that have no connection to each other than
Yeah, Marnes.
location.
So do you believe that redheads are genetically inferior to the rest of us?
No, but they're very good looking. Was that the right answer?
Was that a shot at At Angie or Dante DiVincenzo?
Yeah, Angie.
It is
And it's
Angie,
not a
by the way.
shot. She's like the prettiest girl I've ever seen. So
I don't disagree.
I'll raise my hand. Would I? Yeah.
Merlin is going to be pissed. Or maybe very thrilled. I don't know what Merlin's into.
Yeah, who knows?
No, that'd be sweet. Grenard's a good dude, man.
Yeah, great dude.
Yeah. So he spoke very highly of all of you and would like to make a visit in sometime in this offseason.
Yeah, he's a great dude.
Yep.
Yes, he is.
Yep. Right on. All right. That's
That's
basically
Vikings news.
news.
Cool.
What else is going on? Your Lynx are 2-0. They host Dallas tomorrow.
That's right.
And that's Paige Becker's
It is.
squad.
Is that who they opened with?
It's also correct.
Yeah.
So the Lynx played on Friday night in Dallas, technically Arlington at UT Arlington, because that's where the Dallas Wings,
currently has a
University of
UT.
Texas. So-
They don't play where the Mavericks play?
No,
Why?
What?
because that's not their home stadium. It's not their home arena.
Why?
They have moved a couple of games, like they're playing Indiana the upcoming here, and that game is at American Airlines Center.
Why?
Because the Dallas Wings have been one of the down franchises in the WNBA. Ownership does not put a lot of money into them. They don't draw. They play in a 7,000-seat arena.
Are they also owned by the same owners as the Mavericks, or they have different ownership? Okay, that's probably
Is that
part of it.
why pre-draft there were some rumors that Paige Beckers
Yes.
did not want to go there? Is because
Yes.
it's not maybe the best spot for her or anybody? It sounds like maybe.
Yeah, that's correct. The difference in the
sucks.
WNBA between the haves and the have-nots is significant, and it is changing. Like Dallas is in the process. They've already started. They are building a new facility and a workout facility, and that needs to be the new norm, but it's not for everyone. The Lynx have it. They have Mayo Clinic Square and Target Center, and always have. And Glenn Taylor has been a wonderful owner to that franchise. Seattle has a newer facility, Las Vegas, Phoenix, but the have-nots like Dallas, Atlanta, Connecticut, who is now for sale.
Wow.
Our gal Nafisa Collier is second for MVP odds behind only Caitlin Clark.
Oh, Caitlin Clark is the favorite, not
Yeah.
Asia Wilson?
No?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Clark number one,
Well,
Collier
she
number
finished
two.
second last year in voting, so that would, that could be a place. She's played incredible in these first two games. She's been really, really good. And so have the Lynx. I mean, it's going to be the Lynx, the New York Liberty, and Indiana Fever, in my opinion, that have any shot at the WNBA title, and all should be legitimate and equal favorites. But we are for sure in that mix.
How about this for an unbelievable run of 4? The Frost win the Walter Cup. The Lynx go on to win the WNBA title.
Yes.
The Wolves win the NBA title.
Yes.
And somebody from Minnesota wins a WSOP main event. Could you imagine if those 4 things in the
Okay, have you heard about this? Last year, Degree changed the formula for their Cool Rush deodorant. Their fans rebelled and wanted the old scent back. And Degree listened. That doesn't happen often.
They admitted that they effed up and are bringing the original Cool Rush scent back. And it's exactly how you remember it. Cool, crisp, and fresh. There's a reason it's the #1 men's antiperspirant, and it's back in Walmart, Target, and other stores for under $4.
So try it and see what the fuss is about. Head to your local stores to try the OG Cool Rush for yourself.